Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and we're starting out at a pretty weird spot, but there was a maintenance and an update last night for JP Dokkan. Been a little bit of an odd time for JP. Typically, so for Global, right, Global will have maintenances, you know, all the time, right? Like when Global will have a maintenance, that's when they do data downloads, add units and stuff like that. JP doesn't really do that. JP only usually has maintenance if it's a big time, like an update or something like that, like a version update, stuff like that. Now, JP did just get a version update, but, like, you know, we just had maintenance. Like, we had, like, 2 other maintenances within, like, the last week. Like, you know, there's just been things they've been fixing. There was a bug with the hidden potential system and equipment that they have, you know, rectified. There's a lot of things. This update had some small changes. It is nice for them to continually do these small changes, but, you know, there are bigger issues that definitely do need to be addressed. I mean, Akatsuki is putting in the effort, which I appreciate, but, you know, there are some other things that they do need to work on. Now, number one, the reason we're starting out here, if you guys notice, my LR Vegito Blue has the rainbow star. So now on the map, if your unit is rainbowed, you could see the rainbow star. I do think that, like, that's the thing. Like, that's such a small change. Like, that should have been added into the game, back in 2017? You know, because it was when Super 17 came out, I believe, when they added rainbow stars into the game, right? Because when Hidden Potential System first existed, the rainbow stars weren't a thing. Like, a unit could be 100% in the potential system, but the rainbow star was not added until a later on update, right? So it is nice that they finally added that, but again, you know, maybe it's too late. I mean, usually I am pretty like, yeah, you know, it's late, it's annoying, but, you know, it is still nice that, you know, they are doing this right now, right? Which I definitely feel like that, but, you know, I mean, this update is a little, I mean, there's some cool stuff, but, like, this, you know, we'll get into it, right? So I just wanted to show that you can have the rainbow star now on the map. You know, go ahead and take that stage out. One of the big things that they have changed is sort of like the training, like training, awakening. They've further made it easier for people, which is good. You know, for a player like me, it is, you know, meaningless, right? Because, like, if we go to my box, like, okay, let's go to training for my box here. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. So let's go to training for my box. There's nothing I could do. Like, I have every unit in the game max level and awakened everything. Like, max SA. I can't do anything. There's nothing I could do with any of these units. Like, everything is completely finished, right? I do have those. The reason I have these Bojacks and the Mighty Masks, by the way, is because, like, I want to keep the SSR Bojack and the TUR for Mighty Mask, but I can't have both, right? Because there's not enough Nimbus medals. I'm weird, right? Like, I want to be able to awaken the unit. There's not enough Nimbus medals for me to do with both of them, so I'm just sort of hanging on to them until hopefully they'll add more Nimbus medals into the game or something like that. You know, just sort of sitting there. Here, let me actually go to the friends, let me do a friend multi real quick, because I do want to sort of show the changes, right, to the training and awakening. I probably should have did this before the video. I'm sorry. My bad. Things have been a little bit weird lately. It's all good. But, like, you know, again, I think they, like, streamlined things, right? So, like, for awakening units, like, I think when you go to awaken a unit, okay, we're going to get an LR. How cool. How fun. When you go to awaken a unit now, it, like, all the medals, the awakening medals, will instantly be clicked, which is nice, right? Because, you know, just having to individually click every medal, like, it's not that big of a deal, but it is going to save us a little bit of time, which will be cool. Okay, so let's just try and awaken. Let's do Spopovich right here. Is this any different? Doesn't seem like it, actually. Okay, so training doesn't seem to be any different, actually. Okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead and train him up. And we'll go ahead and move straight into the awakening. Actually, does this screen look different? I think it does. I can't figure it out. Okay, yeah. So they're automatically just selected. The Bubbles medals and the Gregory medals, and we could just go ahead and immediately awaken. That's nice. And then, you know, we could still continue to change stuff like that. I believe when you have dupes now, it's like, okay, so I don't know. Let's say, like, Tech Raditz, right? Let's say Tech Raditz, I had, like, a dupe, that I just pulled from a banner. I believe, like, from the unit itself, like, even maybe in the summon screen, right, from the actual, like, summon tab, you can reverse the unit and feed the dupe in, like, right away, right there. I believe you now can do it. Again, some of the stuff is a little bit tricky for me to show off because I don't have, like, you know, any dupes and stuff like that that I could even show, right? But, like, I believe that's how that's going to work. There are a couple of other minor changes, good things, but, you know, again, we definitely could get more. So I believe if we go into, like, a Dokkan event, right? I believe we might not have been able to check the event info from here. I'd actually have to go back and check. I was looking at the news, and it showed that this tab might not have been there before. I don't know. I'd have to go back and double check. The other thing, too, with items, apparently this is something, like, I just had, like, remembered this and forgot or whatever. But previously, when you would add an item here, the only way to remove it was to like get rid of it or something like that. But now you could just do that, which I guess apparently you couldn't do before. This is something I probably knew, but just didn't really, like, think about too much or something. Like, I don't know. But, like, I guess you could just, like, do that, which you weren't able to do before, or, like, click right there. So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's definitely going to help out some people. Again, that's not something I've really noticed too much, but I did see some people actually mentioning that. Here, let me go to the news, but I believe that's most of the stuff right there. So, yeah, again, there's the sort of reversal thing right there. I believe it might auto put in the dupe as well. But again, that's something I'd have to confirm. Here, of course, is the Awakening Metals auto-selected, which we shown. Yep, removing the item by just clicking the thing we did just show. And then, yeah, this little thing. See, I'm not really too sure what this is right there. I mean, that's the event info, right? That's what I was just talking about. So, okay, I mean, that appears to be most of it. Also, again, the equipment sort of bug or whatever it was sort of amended in game. I mean, here, I guess we could just go ahead and swap over, and we could start talking about some of this stuff real quick. So let's start with this Hydros tweet right here. So they messed up and they didn't add level 26 and 27 potential system levels to the database of the game. So actually, if we head back in game, so with equipment, right, the way it works now is that, you know, you could get a unit up to a max, I believe, of like 27 and 26, right? I mean, it depends, but, well, actually, I mean, couldn't you get a unit like past 30? Am I crazy? Okay, so let's say, like, I don't know. We're talking about LR Vegito Blue. Here, where's LR Vegito Blue at? Right here. So, like, you could give him 20 crit, then you could give him 5 crit from gold, couldn't you? Then 5 crit from silver, and then 2 crit from bronze. So I believe the max, correct me if I'm not wrong, is 32, isn't it? Again, I've been a little out of it the past couple days. You know, like, I've only been sort of, like, half paying attention to some of this stuff. I'm getting back into it now, but, you know, for a unit like Vegito Blue, right, I would definitely want him to be like full edition. Like, just the way Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue have worked to me, like, I feel like full additionals for them, probably, like, maybe not full additionals for Vegito Blue, because Vegito Blue, right, like, he is not super effective against all types the way Gogeta is. So Gogeta, you definitely want to just go full additionals. Vegito Blue, I think a mix of both is probably good. That's why I do have him with a mix of both, right? I've got some additionals, I've got some crits to sort of help him out. But you could, I believe you could just go full 20 crit from the actual, you know, just the nodes over here. Then you can give him 5 crit from gold, 5 crit from silver, and then 2 crit from bronze. But I believe, like, the tables or whatever were messed up. Like Hydros does go on to further explain it here. They were able to figure this out basically through Trident and, like, you know, the private servers and modding and stuff like that. That it was not working correctly. Like, units that had, like, above 26 or 27 or whatever it was, what was happening is it just would completely remove the ability for that unit to even, like, crit or anything like that. So it was problematic, right? So Hydra says they added up to level 50 for potential skills. Okay. So very clearly, that tells us that they're probably going to go even higher than level 5, right? Like, right now, the highest we can get is level 5 for, like, crit and stuff like that. With things like this, I always like to show rather than just, like, tell. So if we head over here and go to the chest, we could see that, you know, you can get level 5 gold crit, level 5 gold additional, and then for the silvers down here, the same thing. Like, you can get level 5 additional for each typing. You can get level 5 crit for each typing as well. Where's the... Oh, no, wait. Okay. It does, so... Okay. That's where I was getting mixed up. Is the silver, you can't have a piece of equipment for what they already have for free from the potential system, right? So for like tech, you can't do silver crit, right? For int, you can't do silver dodge. Yeah. Oh, okay. My bad. And then for STR, you can't do silver crit. Okay. Because I was wondering, I was confused for a second. I was like, what? What's why? What's okay? All right. There we go. Yeah. All right. So I'm glad I looked at that. Right. So So 26, 27 are the max. All right, let me see here. Even though level 50 potentials are in the database, it is capped at 64% from 32 to 50, assuming I did this mainly for placeholders for future levels, as well as to make sure an instance like the level 27 issue doesn't repeat itself. Okay, and then he has one more tweet here. Max possible level right now is level 27. Okay, that's good. I mean, geez, man. So that's 27 times 2 for crits and additionals, by the way. So, like, if you could get Vegito Blue to level 27 crit, he has over a 50% chance to crit. I mean, you guys have heard my complaints about AGL Vegito and Physical Vegito Blue, these counter units and stuff like that. If you're able to give them a 50% chance to crit, that completely changes things. Because then at that point, it is very reliable that they're going to be critting all the time. So the issue you'll run into with some of these Vegitos where these bosses can stonewall them because the defense levels are high. Even a Dokkan event boss, Android 13, his defense is so high, AGL Super Vegito can't hurt him with counters unless he has crits. And that's on a real category team, Patara, with support, right? So crits are absolutely essential to those units. The equipment, like... I feel that equipment does so much more for these counter Vegitos than any other unit typing in the game. It's absolutely insane what it does to the Vegito units, right? So they plan to add more bronze levels up to probably 5. Yeah, that makes sense. For additional crits, etc. As well as maybe higher than level 5 equips or other items to raise your potential skill even further. I mean, this is good. I am actually pretty pleased with how the equipment system has turned out. It was very limited at first, but like, me and many others predicted, they really have expanded upon it very quickly, right? So like global players, you guys are probably going to be super frustrated when equipment first comes to global, right? Because it's super difficult to get and you're just going to get shit after shit every day. You're never going to get good stuff. But they really do start to lay on the equipment at a certain point, all these new modes, equipment is like a big reward, and it does have a real powerful effect on some of these units. Again, if you can get full crits on EGL Super Vegito, Physical Super Vegito, Physical Vegito Blue, you're doubling the unit's effectiveness, like, for real. Like, to take them from a 30% chance to crit with 15 crit to, like, a 54% chance to crit with 27 crit, it's a huge deal. So... that is good. Then, of course, there were some comments in here. So I was looking around Dokkan subreddit to see what things people had figured out right here. People were talking about the item stuff right here. Now, there was a guy made a post. Okay. More team decks, yes. Like, if we go back and take a look, we only have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we need a lot more than that, for sure. Like, it's gotten to the point where I pretty much usually am only even using the first couple 3, and then I just know I just have to change them at all times, right? Like, I don't, like, because they don't give you enough. Like, you can't build all your category teams and have them just sit there. Doesn't really work like that, right? So, for sure, that needs to be updated. Nora Nova here, I'm actually going to give him an upvote. Why not, right? He talks about friend system updates, which is important. I already explained what I think they could do. Like, very, very simple fix, right? So, like, right now, I'm running Vegeta Blue. We've got a Pure Saiyan team, like, lead. It's the team I'm running. All they do to fix the friend system is I go into an event, and then at the top of the friends list, this top slot right there would just be the exact copy of my Vegeta Blue. That's all you do. That's literally all you need to do. And what that does is it promotes more summoning, because then whales think, okay, if I rainbow Android 13, right? So like Android 13 is definitely like the number one example of this, right? Because I would say, from what I've seen, I think Android 13 is probably the most rare friend lead. Or maybe in Goku Black, but, you know, Android 13 is very new, which is one reason why, right? So, like, if I knew I could, as a whale, I can rainbow Android 13, and then I could always bring a rainbow Android 13 friend, that would promote more summoning. So, like, that is a change that's realistic for Dokkan to implement, because it makes them more money. You always need to factor that in. Like, they are about making money. The point of this game is to make them money. Would that change make them money? Yes, it would. So I don't understand why it's not there. Now, yes, oh my god, please, link skill updates. There's a lot of links that have to be updated. Some links, maybe not so much. You know, you look at something like Saiyan Warrior Race, which is so common among a lot of the best units in the game. Does it really need to be updated? Probably not. But then you look at something like Android Assault, which is plus 1,000 attack and defense. Does that need to be updated? Yes, it does. To like 10% attack and defense. Because people don't love running the Android team anyway, right? So talking about the slow pace of quality of life updates, sure. I mean, at least they are constantly still pushing them out, though. And update the Baba Shop on Global already. I mean, Global always has stuff behind, unfortunately. It's just how it is, right? Yeah, I wish the games were on the same timeline I talk about repeatedly. Then the homie Goresh was talking about this right here. Training, right? Surprised that a lot of people struggle with leveling up their units. I would agree with him. I would assume the reason a lot of people are always running out of training items and stuff like that, which is something I always see, there's two reasons. Well, it's mainly one reason, and that's re-rolling, the age of your account. If you have not re-rolled in years, I highly doubt training items is going to be an issue for you. And then it's very easy for someone to point to it and say, well, okay, truth. You and Goresh are two of the biggest whales in the game. Of course you guys don't struggle for training items, which, well, that might be true. Whaling doesn't have that tangible an effect, really, on training items, right? In that, this, okay, so right here, I went to the Baba Shop, and we have 15 of this right here, which is not that many. Now, that, every single time I reload the Baba Shop, there's not always training items there, right? Like, that's not, training items are pretty uncommon in the Baba Shop. So, like, the fact that, like, me and Goresh have, you know, infinite Baba points, basically, does not factor into us having unlimited training items. Because, like, if we take, let's look at my training items, which is the top one, I think. So here's my training items, right? Like, as you guys can see, I've got, like, over 1,000 of everything, right? And, like, here's all of this. Now, one thing I did, maybe people don't do this. When I first started my account, like, I meticulously went through. I got everything to SA10. I leveled up everything. One thing I was doing, right? When I was grinding rank on my account, you could do this, is, like, these quest stages are so easy that, like, okay, so let's say you're, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're going to be a knucklehead and re-roll for Gogeta Blue. Let's just say that, right? You're just going to be not intelligent. I'm sorry. I just don't, re-rolling at this point is just not smart. Let's say you're going to go ahead and do that, right? You're going to re-roll for Gogeta Blue. So here's what you do, right? So what you do is we have Gogeta Blue on the team. Bam. Just one attack from him is going to take Piccolo out, right? But then, okay, here's these units we need to level. Boom, boom, boom. It doesn't matter that they're not on the leader skill. You put them on, they will get experience from running the stage, right? There's stages you have to grind. That's how you do it. And then, I don't know, so Gogeta Blue is last resort. So we'll put one other strong unit onto the team, right? So then we would be running the quest stage with the two Gogeta Blues and then this Goku Blue. These other units are just going to be gaining experience. That I leveled up many of my earliest characters in the game all the way down here. This is by order of when I've gotten these characters. Many of these lower level characters down here, like probably like this STR Kid Buu, right? Or maybe even like this Tech Vegeta, Great Ape Nappa, Monster Carrot, like characters like this, I don't think I even used training items on them. I leveled them up while I was grinding rank and grinding other things, because these stages, like, you know, so many of these early stages can be shit on, which is like, back then, what I was using a fusion team. I was using Gogeta, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as my leader, and then just running through everything. And back then, my Gogeta was only 55% at the time period I'm talking about, too. And I was really, really able to grind up levels and stuff for my characters very fast. So, I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to accumulate training items. I'm not really too sure. Again, I think it just depends on if people have re-rolled. Yeah, right here. Depends on the age of your account, right? I mean, SA farming, certainly, yeah, my boy AC here does mention super attack farming, which does take a very heavy impact on your resources. No doubt about that. See, like, this guy's level 429. I mean, there's no way to tell how many days his account is, right? I mean, he doesn't have a ton of training items. He's over rank 400, so you might think, oh, he's been playing for a long time, but many of these re-rolled bot accounts that people are rocking with nowadays are in, like, the rank 400, so for all I know, this account could be weeks old for this guy. Like, it's hard to tell, but, like, I feel like if you're actually, like, if you haven't been playing, or, okay, how do I word this? If you have been playing for a consistent amount of time, if you have not re-rolled, you're like 500 days plus, something like that, I do feel like training items is not really going to be an issue. I mean, you guys, let me know what you think. I definitely would say run the Roshi event every day as well. Like, a lot of people, you know, I was looking through, right, Goresh was even mentioning it, like, do people not run the Roshi event every day? I mean, run the Roshi event, man. This one, it's available every day. You know, if you run a full Peppy Gals team, you're going to walk out of here with 5 platinum turtle shells every single run. Plus, there's a ton of trading items you can get from the stage itself. Then, I mean, the other thing people need to understand, like, you have to be smart about how you do things. Remember that this game, like, it's all about getting you to spend money, right? Like, they want you to buy stones and use stones for stamina, stuff like that. When this event returns, you need to grind the hell out of it. It's, the Trunks event. Let me find it here. The Trunks story event, that's the future Trunks story event. That's not the one. We're looking for, this is the one right here. When this event returns, you need to grind this. Because this stage right here gives you guaranteed of these time chambers right here, which gives you what is it, double? I think it's double. I really should know this off the top of my head, but I believe it's double. It's this one right here is training, or no, which one is, yeah, here it is. Yeah, I think it's double, the 150 times gravity chambers, but you get a ton of these, and, like, you know, every time you level up a unit, if you're using this, you're going to save out on so many different training items, so there's many methods to use to properly train your units. I don't know, I potentially could make a video on it, how to maximize your training items and stuff like that. I mean, I basically just did, but, like, I could do a separate video as well, because, like, you know, again, like, remember that when I first started playing JP, I didn't instantly go to being the #1 whale on JP, basically. Like, it was a while before I really started whaling out like crazy, right? So, like, for a while, at the beginning of the game, if you guys could go, like, I'm not lying, you guys can go back onto my channel and check. I re-rolled and started with LR Goku Black. I did not awaken him to LR for, like, weeks. It took me, like, a month to awaken him to LR, because I don't mod, I don't do any shenanigans like that. So it took me time to build my account up to where I could even beat Dokkan events and stuff like that. Because remember, to awaken LR Rose, you have to beat, like, 50 billion Dokkan events, right? Can we see the awakening requirements in here? I think we would have to go to the Dokkan awakening tab. But, like, you know, if you look at the requirements for what LR Rose takes, like, there's just so many Dokkan events that you have to beat. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you have to beat the Goku Black event. That one wasn't really that bad. That event was always pretty easy. But then, like, having to go through all of these events, like, I remember back in the day, Merge Zamasu was tough. Because, you know, back then, he would be tossing out super attacks left and right, and he would really disintegrate your health pool quick, you know. So, like, this took me weeks to accomplish. So, you know, it can take a while for sure. But, like, you know, if you're just patient and not, like, wasting your resources willy-nilly and stuff like that, can be pretty easy to get this stuff done. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this update. I ended up talking for way longer than I expected. 25 minutes here, basically. I am pretty pleased. I actually am pretty bummed. I was thinking about the equipment haul I got the other day. I got a lot of crap, honestly. I didn't really do that good. It's pretty unfortunate. Again, these equipments right here from Extreme Super Battle Road, I'm not going to use. I don't know. I mean, I guess I probably should use some of this equipment, like this level 2 additional and stuff like that. Especially because there are still missions to get for, like, applying pieces of equipment. So I probably will go through and put a lot of these on some of my units. But man, for as many pieces of currency as I had from the new mode, I did not do that well, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys got. I mean, I got so many screenshots of level 5 crits and additional sent to me, so I know y'all did better than me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.